Hey, I'm Noah,
We expose evil.
and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. We
We
are
are
heirs
heirs
of
of
God. Welcome to Disciple Christ. I'm going to make this as short as I can, but this is a long topic, okay? Transhumanism. So I'm going into artificial wombs and plugging our brains into what they would call the cloud, okay? So neural technology is what I will be talking about also. And this all has ties into the movie The Matrix that was put out in 1999, showing what the future will be for us humans. Because honestly, they love to put truth in plain sight all the time in movies. Truth in movies, also with a twist, okay? But where we are moving is completely to a Matrix-like world. In fact, truth is stranger than fiction. What our life will be like in the future, next 20 years to 30 years, will be even worse than the Matrix. And they already have this kind of technology. This is what the Illuminati loves to do, okay? They like to do a system similar to the 3 stages of truth, okay? So, first of all, it has to be, ridiculed, okay? Then it is violently opposed, and then it's accepted, okay? So, that is what they do, okay? With all their propaganda that they put out there, with their agendas, okay? So this is one of their newest agendas, is to show the artificial wombs that will be created soon, and brain chips, okay, and microchips, just showing that technology is going to, continue to speed up and accelerate faster and become more sophisticated, and they're going to try to play God. They want to be their own gods, okay, and this is what I said in my song, okay. Where technology is going is where people want to be immortal through science, okay, and this is where they want to completely just cut off, having, natural babies. They want to be able to produce their own babies with their own kind of genes. With this one can be really strong, and he can be really fast, and he has blue eyes, and he has blonde hair. Or this baby, oh my gosh, he's super intelligent. Or, they can enhance their child's, characteristics through an artificial womb. And this is what they want to do, is play God, God made you who you are, but of course now they want to make their own children, okay, through technology. And this is where technology is going. They want to completely cut off God, cut all the ties with God, and make their own babies, make their own, immortal self through the computer, okay, and technology, so they can better themselves through, merging with machine. And they also want to merge with animal. So they want to do that also, create hybrids, okay, that, we can have the eyes of an eagle, or we can have the wings of a condor, or we can have, the teeth, or the speed, or the power of the lion, speed of a cheetah, all kinds of things like that. People want to enhance themselves through technology, or be in a hybrid. And this is just showing that there is nothing new under the sun. Mankind has always try to play God. And through technology, now we are going to try to enhance ourselves to be superhumans, and to ultimately show what Satan, the serpent, at the beginning of time, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, told them that mankind can be gods, okay, if you eat this fruit. And now Satan is telling people, through technology, we can be our own little gods, okay? Through technology, if we merge with technology, we can be gods. And I really continue to see this everywhere in culture, and it's just going that way. With virtual reality is sophisticated right now, and it's going to continue to be more sophisticated in the future. I mean, we're trying to escape the world we live in too, also, not to mention, we live in a world stage, and as this world stage continues to get worse, and the demons start coming out of CERN, and our world is ripped apart in the tribulation, they will have a virtual reality called the cloud, where everyone will be able to go and see, a new life, where you'll be able to imagine things in a computer cloud, where you'll just exist on a different, plane, a different world, okay, in your mind. This is where it's all going, okay, a Matrix-type world. And this is ultimately what the movie was pointing towards. So, enough said. Let's go ahead and read this article. Okay, so in the next few decades, babies could be born from artificial wombs outside the body. So, Ectogenesis is the process of raising a fetus in an artificial womb outside the body. According to a 1987 paper by David N. James, the term was coined by a British biologist, J.B.S. Haldane, in 1924. The proposed technology consists of spherical pods filled with an amniotic fluid attached to a complicated series of feeding tubes and monitoring cables. Imagine the red sacks the humans in the Matrix are held in. You've got the right idea. So, just to show you an example here, this is the sac in the Matrix, and this is what we want to create. Notice how similar that is, and how they put truth in movies in plain sight. Okay, and they're already doing that with celebrities that they want to clone, and they do it all underground. They love to hide technology from us, from the public, so they can go through the stages of, putting out this propaganda, so people start to think about it, then, people will want it, okay? So people will beg for this, okay? They will beg for, artificial wombs. They will beg for brain chips, and then they will be in the process of creating them, and then it will become the norm, okay? See how it is like the truth, stages? Okay, so they love to put out their propaganda. The Illuminati will do this all the time, okay? Just like with the homosexuality, okay, that is being put out there right now, okay? See how over time that homosexuality has been accepted? Of course, first it was ridiculed and violently opposed, but now it is completely normal to be homosexual or to be a transgender. It is the norm now, okay? To be, an LGBT member. And now with technology, they're doing the exact same thing. They're putting the propaganda out there, okay? Now, right now, it's being ridiculed, and it's being violently opposed, okay? But in the future, it's going to be accepted. It's going to be the norm, okay? I'm telling you guys, this is going to happen. It's going to be the norm. Our world is going to become like the Matrix, okay? And they ultimately want to play God, okay? I mean, just seriously, I recommend listening to my song, because that is what it is all about. Haldane believed that ectogenesis would be commonly used to raise fetuses within the 20th century, and that by 2074, only 30% of all births would be natural. This seems like wishful thinking, but it turns out that Haldane might not be too far off, as noted by Soraya Chemaly on reproductive and sexual health and justice. 2 leaps in progress have been made in regards to the development of ectogenesis technology. At Jutendo University in Tokyo, Dr. Yashinori Kuwabara successfully gestated goat embryos in a machine that holds amniotic fluid in tanks. Meanwhile, Dr. Helan Hung Ching Liu of Cornell University was recently able to grow a human embryo in an artificial womb for 10 days. Though her work is currently limited to a 14-day limit imposed by legislation for this type of highly controversial research project, Chemaly also explains that predictions for the full realization of ectogenesis technology range anywhere from 10 to 60 years. And this is how they do this with technology, okay? They already have the technology in place, okay? They already have it now, but they have to put the idea out there so people will be indoctrinated, so people will be brainwashed into believing that's what they want, and then they will eventually beg for it, and they will get what they want, okay? So that is exactly what the Illuminati is doing right now. They already have the technology for it, and they're putting the idea out there so people will ultimately accept it, okay, and it'll become the norm. And they do that all the time. I mean, they had this technology we have today 50 years ago, and, they put the idea back then, and now we accept it as the norm, having smartphones, smart computers with us 24/7, okay, and them spying on us 24/7, okay, with the Big Brother system. Realistically, 10 is probably on the short side. It's going to take a long time to sort out the ethics of even testing the technology. Never mind using it in mainstream medicine, but 60, that's more than doable. Actually, that's wrong, because they already have this technology, okay? They just don't want to share it with the public quite yet. I mean, they're giving the idea of it right now. At Jutendo University in Tokyo, Dr. Yashinori Kuwabara successfully gestated goat embryos in a machine that holds amniotic fluid in tanks. There are a lot of potential advantages to ectogenesis. It would free women from both the pain of childbirth itself and the harrowing 9 months of pregnancy leading up to it. That is the part of a woman. If you take that away, There is no natural woman, okay? The woman, if they don't go through pregnancy in a menstrual period, okay, and they don't experience what a woman is being like, what is a woman? Okay, without giving birth to a child and experiencing God's creation come out of her, what is the point? The health of the baby could be closely monitored at every step so that any abnormalities could be detected and ostensibly fixed the moment they happen, because we want to play God. And it would also possibly allow women with damaged uteruses to bear children and let single men and homosexual couples do so without the use of a surrogate mother, which is also disgusting. And that's what they want to do ultimately, is allow everyone to do whatever they want. Do what thou wilt. Okay, this is the Satan, this is Satan's system. Okay, this is the satanic system we have here. The negatives are mostly socio-political. Reproductive rights are a huge issue right now, with laws in North America that are woefully inadequate in regards to giving a woman the choice of what to do with her own body. And this is what they do all the time with abortion. They act like it's the woman's choice. But do you stop to think for a moment that a baby is its own life, okay? And that is not the woman's life, okay? So it's not her choice to murder the baby, okay? I get it's her child, but murdering the baby is not the option. Put it up for adoption, okay? Do that, but do not murder your own child, because that is evil. And ultimately, God will judge you for it in the end, and you'll end up going to hell for killing your own child, because it's not meant to happen. If you don't want that to happen, if you don't want a baby accidentally, don't have sex in the first place. Don't go out and fornicate, because that is what creates the problem of all these aborted babies, is because you have sex with your boyfriend or girlfriend or friend or whatever and end up creating a baby, and then you automatically kill it because you think it's your choice, to kill the baby that's inside you. You think it's your body, but there's another body in there. There's another person, another human being in there, okay, that they kill. Okay, I don't care if it's not fully developed. It's still a human being. It's God's creation that you're killing, okay? And it's ultimately not their choice. These will only get more complicated when a fetus can be grown without the biological taxation of a pregnancy. A paper by Vernelia and Tashaka Rundle suggests that the ability to extract an unwanted fetus might actually make certain states more likely to ban abortion. Go right ahead. We need abortion banned everywhere, because it is not, holy. It is evil, as the pregnancy would no longer have any ill health effects on the mother. Ectogenesis would possibly allow women with damaged uteruses to bear children and let single men and homosexual couples to do so without a surrogate mother. Then there's the more metaphysical question of whether ectogenesis is another in a long sequence of ways that we're getting more and more detached from our nature. Duh! We're getting more detached from our nature. Okay, this is not what we're supposed to do. This is playing God. This is playing humanity, okay? Of course, mankind wants to be their own gods, and we want to do whatever we want, because that is Aleister Crowley's favorite saying, do what thou wilt, and that is where mankind is headed. I've grappled with this question myself, resulting in the following thought process. From the outset, anything that allows people who want children to have them in a safe or more likely to succeed manner is a good thing. That being said, I don't necessarily think everything should be easy. Childbirth is one of those landmark moments in people's lives, a big tentpole even that well and truly means something. Should that be easy? Is the 9 months of getting sick, staying off one's feet, not imbibing something that should be eliminated? Is part of the power of childbirth and pain and suffering that one has to go through to get to that moment? This is a conclusion I can't actually make, because as a man, I don't have to experience these things. And that is the ultimate problem, is mostly it is men that are coming up with the ideas of creating the artificial wombs, okay? Because they don't know what it is like to experience childbirth. And they're the ones coming up with these satanic ideas. If I end up going through the process, it's merely in a support role. The process looks something like straight out of the Matrix. Feeding tubes and monitoring cables are attached to a live developing organism that floats in a fluid-filled aquarium. Okay. Alright, back to that. Okay. At the same time, I'm worried about a future generation losing the concept of birth stories. In her autobiography, Yes Please, Amy Poehler talks about how she likes to ask people she's just met to tell her story about their birth, what the day was like, and how they got to the hospital, how their parents acted. These stories, argues Poehler, are the first part of a person's history. One that nakedly illuminates the, notice they put illuminates right there, the various temperaments of their parents, and is something that should be treasured. I don't want that to be done away with in favor of I was born in a pod like every other baby. But to tell that to someone who's lost a child at birth, I assume most parents would happily trade that one story for a lifetime of them. And at the end of the day, looping back around to where I started, that's probably the most important point. People who want biological kids should have the safest way possible of getting them. And if ectogenesis turns out to be the way to do it, then regardless of its complications, it's a net positive in my books. No, I completely disagree. Okay? I mean, sure, it gives an opportunity for people who can't have babies to have a baby, but at the same time, it's playing God, and you know what? You could go and ask God, you know, Lord, please help me to be able to have a child one day, you know, and if you're not going to have a child, then obviously God does not want you to have a child, okay? That is, you know, it's just how it's going to be, okay? But, you know, trying to do it through technology and trying to make your kid into a superhuman, that's trying to play God, and it's evil. It has the possibility to alter one of the most fundamental experiences of human existence, the way we bring life into the world. It also has the possibility to alter the way society views the female body and the concept of reproductive rights. But wow, just a lot in that article shows how where we are heading, everyone, okay? We are heading to a Matrix-like world. Alright, now I'm going to go to this article. I don't know if I'll get through all of it. I'm going to read through most of it. But Elon Musk says the risk is too high not to, as he confirms radical plan to develop brain chips to turn us into cyborgs, just like the Matrix brain plugs, okay, that are in the Matrix series, okay, where, you know, you're plugged into the system, okay, since you were born, okay, you know, you're in a virtual reality, just like, you know, we see with these headsets that everyone has on their faces all the time. Well, eventually, we're going to have brain chips that will just put us in a virtual world, just like the Matrix, okay? And this is not the only movie like that. There was also the movie, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. But it was with Johnny Depp. I forgot what it was called. I can't remember. Transcendence, okay? Where he has a brain chip or a brain cord plugged into the computer, okay, just like a, you know, plugged into the system. And this is ultimately what we are going to end up like in the future, okay, like Johnny Depp here, okay, plugged into the computer. And they're already actually are experimenting with this. I saw just on the news the other day, they're actually experimenting with this in colleges now, where they're hooking up people's brains with the computer already. I mean, they're already going into this virtual reality system, okay? Colleges are already testing AI with human brains. They're already doing this, guys. And it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. I just saw this on the news, literally. They're already testing AI with our brains, okay? In colleges. And it's sick. Okay, so, wow, it's just sick. Alright, I don't know if I can actually find it on here, but I imagine it's somewhere on the internet. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. I don't know, actually, if I can find the article. You know, I don't know. No, that's not it. Well, anyways, I saw that on the news the other day. Actually, it was today that I saw it. And just sickening. But imagine, our world is going to be like the Matrix in Transcendence, okay? So let me get back to the article here real quick. So, Elon Musk has set up a new firm to develop Matrix-style neural computers, the Tesla and SpaceX founder has confirmed, called Neuralink. It will work on what Musk calls the neural lace technology, implanting tiny brain electrodes that may one day upload and download thoughts. Musk today confirmed that the rumors on Twitter, promising more details soon, saying it was too difficult to dedicate the time, but existential risk is too high not to. It was on the Mr. Doom. No, not Mr. Doom. Jason A. It was the Jason A. video. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys after I read this article. Alright, so Musk today confirmed the rumors on Twitter, promising more details soon, saying it was too difficult to dedicate the time, but existential risk is too high not to. Alright, Neuralink was registered in California as a medical research company last July, and he plans on funding the company mostly by himself. A person briefed on the plans told the Wall Street Journal. It is unclear what sorts of products Neuralink might create, but people who have had discussions with the company describe a strategy similar to space launch companies SpaceX and Tesla, the Journal report said. In recent weeks, Neuralink has also hired leading academics in the field, the Journal reported. Long Neuralink piece coming out on at Wait But Why in about a week. Difficult to dedicate the time, but existential risk is too high not to. Elon Musk recently just tweeted that. Okay. The astonishing revelation came in response to a tweet asking Musk if he was working on neural lace, a way of installing computers into the human brain. It is not known what the brain chip could be used for, but Musk has previously said that it will be the thing that really matters for humanity to achieve symbiosis with machines. If you assume at any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot, he said at a conference last June. The solution he proposed was a direct cortical interface, essentially a layer of artificial intelligence inside the brain that could enable humans to reach higher levels of function. Making progress, he tweeted last August, maybe something to announce in a few months on the neural lace. In January, he tweeted that an announcement might be coming shortly, and it just seems like he keeps extending the period of how long it's going to take. Revol Develop, a self-proclaimed technology enthusiast from Finland, tweeted to Musk asking, "What about neural lace? Announcement soon?" Musk remained elusive in response, saying maybe next month. This isn't the first time that Musk has hinted that Tesla may be working on artificial intelligence. In a recent interview with Y Combinator, Musk explained that the best outcome between humankind and machines would be a collective lifestyle where we are the AI. Such a scenario would stamp out the possibility of an evil dictator AI. Musk said, allowing anyone who wants to take part to become an AI human symbiote. But that's the thing. With all the machines we are creating, with all the robots that we are building, they're eventually going to surpass us, and they're going to take over. I mean, it's not, hard to see. I mean, even Stephen Hawking admits that, we're going to be overran with technology because we're accepting everything when it comes to technology. We're, getting so lazy. Mankind has gotten so lazy, that all our information will be in one little microchip, okay, that, everything will be done by robots, and we will be sitting on our butts all day doing nothing, okay, and they're going to overtake us, okay? It's not hard to see that, okay? And the Nephilim spirits will end up, having host bodies to go into, which will be the robots, okay? And hybrids, too. There will be a lot of hybrids because people want to merge with, machine and animal, okay? Such a scenario would stamp... sorry, I already read that, okay. But yeah, people think they can escape it going into, a virtual system. But that's not going to help you escape what's going on in the real world, okay? They're still going to take over, whether you want to create a virtual world or not. In the same way, this will probably end up being around the same time as the tribulation. I believe this will probably go on during the tribulation. There's going to be a lot of apocalyptic things going on during the tribulation, okay? It's not going to be a fun time. But, yeah, this is not a good way to escape what's going to come. And ultimately, this is the return of the Nephilim, okay? And with human hybrids, they think, they can enhance themselves through characteristics of animals, okay? I can have the echolocation of a dolphin or a bat. I can have the eyesight of an eagle. I can have, the speed of a cheetah, you know, all that kind of crap. But it's going to end up, you know, warping you. And same with, you know, plugging ourselves into a cloud. You know, our brains are not made to have that much information, okay, encompassed in our brain. It's going to overload our brains, and it's just going to kill us, okay? We can't have that much information processed at once, okay? So, ultimately, mankind is just going to be thrown out the window. And this is what the devil wants. He wants to get rid of mankind, okay? This is another one of his ways he can get rid of mankind, he believes. Alright. So, Musk likened the situation to the cooperation of the limbic system and the cortex and the human brain. In the interview, he explained that these two systems, the primitive brain that controls your instincts and thinking part, respectively work well together. And it would extremely unusual to find someone who wished to get rid of one of them. Building off of this, he told the Y Combinator, I think if we can effectively merge with AI, like improving the neural link between the cortex and digital extension of yourself, which already exists but just has a bandwidth issue, then effectively you become an AI-human symbiote. And this is what they want to do. They want to act like they're, you know, all robots. And hopefully the robots won't hurt us because we're cyborgs, we're part AI. But ultimately, we're still human, and they're still going to kill us, okay? This would also solve the control problem. He went on to explain as it could become so widespread that anyone who wants it can have it. We don't have to worry about some evil dictator AI, Musk told Y Combinator, because we are the AI collectively, which is a bunch of bullcrap. Okay, that seems like the best outcome I can think of. And in November, Elon Musk predicted the rise of machines in the workplace could soon mean job displacement and a universal basic income for humans. And notice that this is the New World Order system, okay? The universal basic income, okay? This is all for the New World Order, okay? The billionaire explained that our options may be limited in the future as automation becomes the norm, and this could even leave people with more time to enjoy their lives. Musk said humans will eventually need to achieve symbiosis with digital superintelligence in order to cope with the advancing world. But he warns doing this might be the toughest challenge of all. In an interview of CNBC, which is fake news, the CEO of Tesla, SolarCity, and SpaceX says certain jobs like truck driving may soon be lost to automated technologies, and with machines taking over the workplace, human income would shift as well, potentially necessitating universal payments from the government. It's what they're already doing. I mean, machines are already taking over our jobs, and they're eventually going to take over all our jobs, and it's already basically illegal to be homeless, so this is a part of their Agenda 21, you know, or 2030 depopulation plan. It all goes into the New World Order, man. There is pretty good chance we end up with a universal basic income or something like that due to automation, Musk told CNBC. I'm not sure what else one would do with this. I think that's what would happen. So I'm going to leave this up to you guys to read the rest of this, but it's just a bunch of New World Order propaganda. I'll leave this linked up. But this is just showing that we are going to a transhumanist worldview, okay? Everyone will eventually accept, you know, that we need to merge with machine and animal, okay? And this is all about my song that I did, okay? So go check out, I'll link it up, actually. The Mankind Just Keeps Trying to Play God song is called Mankind, my original song. I'll link that up because it has to do completely with transhumanism and trying to, you know, be immortal through science. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to ring that bell, subscribe, like, comment. I'll see you guys next time. I know this was a lengthy video, but I had to get all this information in this video. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. God bless.